Hello friends! Stacy and Greg with Kzoo Keto. This is not an update video.
It's like the first one in 6 months that hasn't been.
Pretty close.
What is this video, Stacy?
This is a Happy New Year. Happy New Year for you, because this will be out on New Year's Day. Almost Happy New Year for us. It'll be, what, 3 hours?
It'll be exactly 2 years for you on keto.
It will be 2 years
when
for
this
me.
video is out.
In 3 hours.
3,
Well,
I suppose.
maybe a little bit later because we did have people here and there was a lot of stuff here that was not
probably
keto
not
friendly.
Processed. Yeah, probably true.
So it might be a little more than 3 hours. But either way, 2 years. 2 years. Yay, 2 years.
Yay, 2 years.
I wanted to start opening up our videos saying hello friends because we have so many people that comment and say that they love our authenticity and they feel like they're chatting with friends. And I actually feel the same way because we have these same people and others will share their personal stuff with us and keep us updated, and I love it. Like,
keto community is great. Hold that thought. Gotta let the dog out. He wants outside. Yes, the keto community is fantastic.
It is.
And it's
very supportive.
Yes.
That's how I want to start opening our videos, is welcoming all of our friends and any new friends.
Our intro has changed. What else are we going to talk about in this video, Stacy? Because I'm in the dark, guys. I don't know what we're talking about here. This is all Stacy production, which means it's going to be smooth sailing. Guaranteed.
Well.
So just a bit of insight. Last year, Stacy was going to quit her job.
Yep.
And she was going to basically do the YouTube channel full time.
Yep.
And
crafting.
After a couple months of them saying, well, can you work part-time, blah, 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 some changes happened at work, and Stacy ended up keeping a full-time job, which is why the YouTube channel suffered, because she never really got the time to put into it.
Yep.
But we kind of already had the motions in place, because I kind of did a lot of the editing and the video edit, stuff, and kind of got that going, and then Stacy kind of took it over, which she also took my computer at the time, so I guess it worked out. But nevertheless, it's been all Stacy.
Yep.
So anyway, yes. So she's put together her own little video that I don't even know what we're talking about. But it's kind of fun, I guess.
Yeah, it makes it fun because we get to see what your improv skills are.
They're pretty good, most of them.
They actually are, because if you don't know, he's a very big Dungeons and Dragons D&D person. Been into it for years.
Yeah.
Years. So he's good at coming up with that stuff on the spot. I actually just started playing because my kid has begged me. So I finally gave in, and I am terrible. I'm terrible at it. Terrible. I just sit there
I don't know that necessarily constitutes you being terrible at improv. I think
I'm terrible at improv, so I'm terrible at D&D.
Hold that thought again, dog.
You don't have to have a quick wit to play D&D, though.
No, you don't. I'm saying,
to,
like, coming up with something quick. Like, that's generally...
Oh,
you either have it or you
mean wit
don't.
as in being funny. You mean
wit
as in...
Wit is in, like, thinking through things quickly,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's good at that. I'm not. Yeah. So, anyway, what this video is about is to say goodbye. Hello.
Can't say goodbye without saying hello first to something else. What are we saying hello to? I'm guessing 2021?
The dog. Oh. Well, that too.
Okay.
So we're going to say goodbye to 2020, the dumpster fire of a year that it has been.
Yes.
Thus, the shirt that I made myself, in case you can't recognize and you're not a 90s teenager, Daria.
Yep.
Yeah, so say goodbye to 2020. Say hello to 2021.
Hi, 2021.
In 3 hours.
You have to be better than 2020. Just saying.
2020 sucked because of the Rona. 2021 looks better on the horizon.
Fingers crossed.
Judgment remains reserved.
Yeah, maybe.
No. We'll see.
Being positive about things, though.
It'll play out the way it'll play out. It'll play out the way it's supposed to play out.
Yep.
But, yeah, trying to keep a positive frame of mind. doing what you can to try and keep that positive frame of mind, which is what 2020 was kind of all about for
Right,
us.
it's like the new millennium or new decade, right? It's like, oh, hey.
But good things did happen. Something good happened for everybody in 2021 at
true.
some point. Even if it was just the smallest thing, something good happened. So what good happened for you?
This thing.
That's definitely a good thing, even though he's kind of like a pain in the ass thing. He was still a good thing because he's a good little boy most of the time.
He's really not a good little boy.
Especially when
Take off his clothes. Like, we found out that doggy pacifiers work really well when you wrap them in clothing and contain them.
yes, his pajamas keep him
Oh, another dog.
docile. We take his pajamas off and he becomes a hellion.
Yes.
And it's really fun when Greg's trying to play his game.
Yep.
And the
Grabs
dog
my
is
arm.
grabbing on his arm.
Trying to get my attention.
Which I included a little snapshot of that at the end of the last video.
Oh. Didn't know that.
Because it makes me laugh
A lot.
every time.
Yes.
Anyway, other good things that happened, you know, as we mentioned previously, I stayed with my employer. But because of the Rona, I now work from home. I mean, I think I had it negotiated that that's what I was going to do most of the time anyway. But now I am 100% all the time at home, which is something that I had been dreaming about for years.
Me too.
New old hobbies.
Oh, me and golf.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The pandemic brought golf back to me, which was fun, and getting the family involved and going outside and doing
We got
that
the
kind of
kids,
stuff.
all the kids into it.
It's about being creative, right? It's about learning. It's about what is available to you and making the best out of a bad situation. It's a life skill. It truly is. 2020 is about a life skill.
Yes, it's definitely, I mean, for all ages.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Kindergarten, trying to do school with that, you know, it's just been,
Yep.
it's been a learning experience for everyone. So with that, we're looking forward to the new year. January has always been a traditional turn over a new leaf, create a new whatever. you know.
Start a new diet.
Exactly. It's the whole phrase of new year, new you,
Yep.
right?
I think we started that last year, and look how that turned out.
Well, I know last year we put out a video with a bunch of other YouTubers about change,
Yeah.
and
It's hard. It's hard,
think
guys.
we promoted too much change in that
Change the world.
collaboration.
Yeah.
So after all the challenges and changes and growing that 2020 has put us through, some of us might want to get into a different spot. You may want to recreate yourself, reinvent yourself,
Shave.
get, a haircut. Or just get back to the old you, which in a way is a new you from how you are now.
Whoa, I see what you did there. Insane.
A lot of people that talk about their quarantine 15, others might want to try and get the quarantine 15 or 10 or 5 or more than 15. Get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think ultimately what you're saying is you're talking to the people who have been following us for a while, and that
Or-
are friends.
That or people that are just watching us. Maybe this is our first video.
Oh, I wouldn't think this would be the first video. Guys, if this is your first video and you're still here after this rambling session, you should definitely check out these other videos first. Like, here's like pictures and videos of us when we were like starting the diet and our thoughts. So the funny part about all of this is that our channel started as a review channel for random shit. And it became a keto channel.
Yep, because keto is one of the things we're
Reviewed keto.
I can't say that word.
Yeah, we reviewed keto as a diet for us because we were both morbidly obese and changed our life. And it can change yours too if you let it.
Yep.
But you have to do it right. And we have a lot of videos out there that talk about how to do it right. And Stacy has been operating the social media platforms and chatting
Sort of.
with people whenever she can, once she has free time. So, if you have questions or concerns, you can leave comments down below, or you can probably reach out to our social
Facebook.
media.
Facebook,
Yeah, she's we're-
Instagram.
Guys, we want to help you. Our lives have been changed for the better because of keto and how we feel and how we do. And going out and doing things on the golf course. Like, it's a wholly different experience. I was almost 400 pounds. Actually, I think I was 400 pounds at one point. I'm just over 2 now. So big changes, guys, like, are capable. And it's 2 years, but like the time in between there, like you notice a big difference.
So most of you that are watching probably know that keto works, and know that you can take off that extra weight with keto. Yep. Not just take off the extra weight, but also feel better and be healthier. Most of you have probably already lost weight with keto, and maybe gotten away from it a little bit in all this craziness that's been going on. And you know how to come back if you should choose to do so, and you know that it works. For anybody that doesn't know, hasn't done keto before, obviously it works. I mean, it doesn't work for everybody. It's just like, not every single diet is going to work for every single body, but it can work for a lot of bodies.
I think if you are overweight and inactive, I think keto will work for you. But you have to set some boundaries and some limitations to yourself to do it. You can't just willy-nilly it. That's my phrase, willy-nilly.
You do like to say that a lot.
Yeah. You can't just... Stacy is like that. She likes to just,
I'm
figure
a
it out.
fly by the seat of my pants person.
But it won't work.
It doesn't really, actually.
Yeah. So, like, you have to have a plan going into this, because you're changing everything, guys. You're changing the way you eat. You're changing how you eat. You're changing when you eat.
Your mindset.
Yep. You're changing all of that. Like, there's scientific data that is presented in the opposite of keto, right?
Yep.
There's also scientific data that is proven that keto works. There's also proof that we doing keto for the last 2 years works.
Yep. There's scientific data that's going to go back and forth both ways on pretty much anything.
It just depends on how you want to spin it. You've heard that. Keto works.
It also depends on what money is backing that experiment or whatever it is the scientific paper is written about.
I was talking to my dad not that long ago about his diet and whatnot, and talking to him about it. And he has high cholesterol. He's on high blood pressure. He's on several medications. And I said, I've lost 160 pounds on keto. I've gone from, I was like 371 when I started like recording things. I was 400 pounds, I think, at my doctor's visit. I was like right around there. And I for the most part of the time, I started out just eating mostly eggs and bacon and, meat products and, just making sure I'm limiting my carbs. And I said, you should really give it a try. You'd feel a lot better. It'd help with your inflammation that you have in your joints because you're older. It'd help boost your energy. It would make you feel so much better. You should give it a try. And he goes, well, I can't eat eggs because they increase my cholesterol. And I'm like, yep, that's what your doctor says. But here's the truth. And they only increase your cholesterol if you combine it with all this other garbage that we also eat. And if you cut all that garbage out, it's not going to increase your cholesterol. But it's just a hard notion for people to process. When you've been fed for years, whole grains and all this other stuff, it's hard to make a change, guys. It's really hard.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing when you look at the foods that are recommended for diabetics.
Yeah, it's insane.
And keto, keto is great for diabetics.
Even when you go in a hospital, like, a friend of ours, a really close friend of ours, has gone to the hospital, diabetic menu. It's full of sugar.
Yeah.
Like, it might not necessarily be like full on corn and all these other products, but there's like sugar everywhere, like, starches. It's just,
it's crazy.
Keto's been labeled a fad diet. It's beyond that now, guys. Like,
you can find so many products in the stores, like in the regular stores, Walmart, Meijer's not a national chain, but it's a pretty big regional chain.
Yeah.
For us, and a lot of other, like, from the people that we've talked to through the comments and through our social media, they have their regional chains. They're carrying things too, and it's not that hard to find this stuff. Like we said, we've both been on it for 2 years. He started a couple weeks before me, but we've both been on it for 2 years combined. We've lost 250 pounds, a little over. We've lost 110 inches, possibly more, because We actually didn't start recording our inches until after
a couple months.
a couple months after being on it. I feel like keto has really given us back our lives, and it, as you said, it has definitely changed.
And then the pandemic came, smashed it.
And I don't really see us ever going back to the full standard American diet.
No.
Like, we might dabble with a few things here and there at some point, but going back completely, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, it's been 2 years. We do still have a bit of a weight loss journey to go, but we're not real sure exactly,
We're not
where
in
we
a
want to
hurry
end
to
up.
get to the destination when we're enjoying the ride. Let's talk about that journey that we're in. So we've been putting out videos that were like weekly videos, and then there were like every other week videos, and now they're twice a month videos, and
Yeah.
and they're, I mean, this gets boring.
Maybe once a month.
Our diet is very consistent. It's
Yeah.
very boring. Not people will probably find it too enjoyable to say, oh, hey, look, they're eating ground beef again and tacos. And, the thing about it is, and this is going to be sad to say, and some people are going to be turned off about this, but food to us at one point was joy. You eat to live, you don't live to eat. And I think that, we used to live to eat, like joyous food, Stacy eating pretzels, watching football, like those types of things. That living is sitting in the chair, eating whatever you want, doing whatever you want at the
Chex
time,
Mix,
being
pretzels,
lazy. Yeah.
M&Ms.
Now, the reason our diets are boring is because when we're hungry, we go make food. Like, I'll go make eggs, or I'll make bacon, or I'll, whatever. Like, It's like, oh, my body's telling me I need to eat something. I'll fulfill that need.
That's not to say, though, we do still feel snacky. Like, we'll have times where we feel snacky. We're not hungry. We would just want to shove food in our face. Or at least I do anyway.
Well, that
you get
does
that
get
way.
better.
You get that way from time to time. It's not like it used to be. That was pretty much a daily thing for me.
Yeah.
Now it's like maybe
There's no longer an addictive need.
Yeah, it might
gone.
it might be once every, I don't know, a couple of weeks, I think, maybe,
But-
that I really get the strong urge to just going back to how it has changed for us. One thing that you did quite often in the last couple of months before it got too cold was 6.5 miles every day walking, because you were golfing. And we got golf carts to
Push
be
cart.
able to walk. Yeah. Oh yeah, to be able to walk. And that's not something that I would have been able to do like pre-keto. Like, I felt like I was able to walk.
I probably
for a
would have been
while, but
like
there's
at 400 pounds, riding in the golf cart, swinging the golf club for 9 holes. I'd probably been like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
But no, walking 6.5 miles.
And even on hot days,
Even when I golf bad, I have to swing extra times.
climbing the stairs, like I've said it before in a video. I used to, because we have a 2-level house plus the basement, which is where the laundry is, of course. And I was not happy when we bought this house that the laundry was in the basement and the bedrooms are all upstairs. So I used to do laundry, go downstairs, grab the laundry, and then I would find a reason to stay on the main level for a little bit to catch my breath secretly before I continued up the stairs. Now it's like I can go down, I can go back, grab it, go up, no problems, and up and down, up and down. Like, I used to avoid making extra trips up and down stairs. And now I'm like, oh, forgot that, gotta go get it. Oh, go do this, go do that, go do the... I have no problems going up and down the stairs. Like, my knees used to hurt going up and down the stairs, and my knees don't hurt like that anymore. Getting off meds.
I have.
We've both
Actually,
gotten off of meds.
I was on 3. I'm off those. So that was
And-
for blood pressure.
Yep.
Amazing how positive keto can affect your blood pressure.
Yeah. I had low blood pressure to begin with, and it's even lower.
Blood pressure, anxiety, like depression. I was depressed. Like when you're fat and like morbidly obese and just, like
And
you're
because you're
unhappy with yourself.
unhappy, you eat, which only adds to it, and it's like that snake that eats itself, and it's just the vicious cycle. But yeah, I had anxiety, depression type meds too that I used to take, and I don't take that. And then we also were able to get off of the acid reducer.
Yes, which is a huge thing. And I
Yeah,
mean, not only
that
that,
was definitely huge.
I also was able to cure my irritable bowel syndrome. You know, like those types of issues.
Yep. Because I had
Oh man,
those
like once a
problems, too.
month, I would be in the bathroom. It was murder. Like,
Yeah,
it was just
like
bad.
just having the stomach pains and the cramps and the bloating and all that stuff is just not fun.
And that's why when we say, even though we're sort of dirty-ish keto now, it's a lifestyle change.
You also got off your CPAP?
Yep, off my CPAP.
Yep, which is great.
It's great for you.
Yeah, because of the snoring. Because you
Oh.
would still snore sometimes, quite often actually.
Oh, right, 'cause it'd move
with
and
the
you-
CPAP.
yeah, so.
And then I'd be like, "Hey, you're
hey.
snoring.
Yep.
Hey."
And I'd be like, yeah, shut up, go home. I'm trying to
So
sleep here.
because of that and other things, I actually sleep better now. The only downside I think to all this is you actually live in my world now where you're cold.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
He keeps complaining about how cold he is, and I'm like, welcome to my life.
Don't have 150 pounds of insulation, you have a tendency to get cold.
I said the same thing that everybody else says when they hear about keto. There's no way they can do that. They can't give up bread. They can't give up pasta. They can't give up sugar. They can't give up soda. They can't, can't. And I said that too. And I was like, there's no way. When I first heard about keto, I was like, there's no way I can do that. That's not attainable.
I sort of sprung it on her though right before Thanksgiving that year. And I said, by the way, I'm going to start doing this diet keto. And you guys are kind of on your own. Told it to the family. Like, hey, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be making my own food, blah, blah, blah. And it took you, a week? And you're like,
Couple weeks, I think.
I'm going to do it too. And I said, great, let's do it.
The other end of it is you don't have to do like we are doing. Like, if your main goal is to lose some weight and you're not concerned about any health issues because maybe you're younger and you don't have those health issues. For example, his daughter is 26 and she started keto at the beginning of 2020 and did it straight for about, 7-8 months? And then she tapered off, and she kind of goes back and forth now between regular things and keto stuff. And she's been successful at keeping the weight off. I mean, she lost.
I think she's within 5 pounds of it herself. But
yeah,
yes.
She's lost like 60 pounds, and she
Yep.
probably doesn't feel as good as she did when she was full on keto.
Yeah.
But she's still pretty happy with herself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's definitely something you can do too. If you just want to do it short term, just to, A, see how it works for you, or B, get to a certain weight or whatever, go for it. Just try it.
Yeah, I think one of the things is that there's people out there that are going to want to get keto because they want to be healthier, and there's going to be people out there that are keto because they want to lose weight. So, like, if you're 15 pounds quarantine weight and you just want to do keto for a bit, it'll work for you guys, but as soon as you go back to eating the way you did, it will likely come right back on, and possibly even more. The reason that Erilyn is successful is because she still has the imprint there, and so certain days she won't, but she might, hey, I'm going to go to Olive Garden today, and my body is going to process this. It's not going to know what to do with it, and it's going to be fine. If you start eating that every day, though, all of a sudden you're going to fall back into that same routine. Yeah,
that's why I said she's kind of back and forth on it.
Yep.
And there have been people that have left us comments that say, they do that thing, they still have success. And then there's people that have left comments that say, hey, I fell off the wagon and I gained the weight back and then some, and I need to get back on.
And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we haven't, because once you start going to that point, like, even though we have it mentally that you fall off the wagon, you just jump right back on it, no big deal. 2 years strong, it's kind of like not really at this point something we want to do.
Yeah, and it's not, but it's like I can understand, especially this year, why some people may have fallen off, because it's hard.
Yeah,
but I think it is, with all the craziness that has happened in this year, I think that is one of the things that we have been able to control and still feel like we have some control going on somewhere.
Sure.
To a degree.
But we've changed this year too. This year we really we started being more dirty keto.
We did. We did.
because of those reasons.
I do want to say, though, if you are new to our channel, brand new, relatively new, we're not medical professionals.
Nope.
In any sense of the matter. Everything that we talk about is our experiences or regurgitating experiences that we've heard from other people.
Yep.
So if you do decide to do it, we always recommend doing your research. I think we've mentioned that earlier in this video. Do your research. Talk to your doctor, but also keep in mind that a lot of the medical professionals are learning from textbooks that are really, really old and aren't updated with the current stuff regarding keto. A lot of them think keto is a terrible thing.
I've had a doctor's appointment not that long ago, and I walked in 125 pounds lighter than I did the previous appointment. And so, what's the doctor going to say? Just like that.
It's just going to say that.
What? Odie, come on. What's a doctor going to say? You know, if you walk in 125 pounds lighter than the previous appointment, and it's a new doctor, but you know, they had the records, right? Mm-hmm. You know, what are they going to say? Like, they're going to be like, "Well, keep doing it." Like, I don't know why it's working, but it's working, and you just keep doing it, right?
Yep.
If I would have gone to my doctor ahead of time and said, I think about doing this,
yeah,
I know for a fact that this doctor probably been like, well, your cholesterol is a little high, so you probably shouldn't. You need to get more fiber and whole grain and, you know, that kind of stuff, which is this is the message, guys. This is normally the message. You know, that's common. Don't let it discourage you. They're going based on what they know, what the research they have. That's what they have. But I walked in and my cholesterol is less, my blood pressure I'm off, and I got off meds. You know, I think it turned my doctor into a believer, right? Like, so she might be recommending it to other people now. But if you would have walked in their office and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this diet," she's been looking at my numbers and saying, "You probably shouldn't. And here's why." You know, there's a lot of people that are under that situation where the protein levels are too high. Maybe they have kidney dialysis or anything like that. They're like, "Oh, yeah, you shouldn't do this because of these reasons." Well, it's. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just you need to do your own research. That's all I'm saying. So Happy New Year, guys. We love you all. Thanks for sticking with us. We know that these videos haven't been like super inspiring like they were, but it's because we're boring.
We are. But that is also another thing that I want to plan on for 2021 is getting back to a more regular video schedule and actually doing the recipe videos and maybe some other things in there too. We can do day of eating videos, but again, they're kind of going to be the same thing every time, which is why we don't really do those. Yeah. But hopefully things will get better. We can get back to doing our
what we need is more cooking videos.
Keto.
More videos that Stacy creates that are related to cookies and stuff like that to help you guys stay keto. Maybe we'll have those out in January. But I'd still recommend holding off until eating them until like February or March after you get through that whole
if you're brand new
withdrawal. If you're brand new to keto, but if you're not, then eat them right away.
Whole hog, go for it.
Well, a whole hog's a lot of calories.
But yeah, so doing those videos, and I really miss having Nate over here for Cookbook Keto.
Yeah.
And playing the games.
Mostly play the games.
But
Nate's a secondary thing. He doesn't watch anymore, guys.
He hasn't watched in forever.
Exactly.
But anyway, getting back to the healthier keto so we can kind of get back on that losing path again. But again, I don't really want to put it, I don't want to say it has to be done because I don't want to disappoint myself. And I'm happy with where I'm at.
Well, so mine, I want to get underneath 200 pounds. Like, that's the thing for me, right? So.
And see, before he wanted to be 200 pounds.
Right.
And now
so here's the thing. I set my thing as under 210, and I made that. And I never took the reward that I set myself up, right? So, like, I had a reward that I was like, okay. Because I set it up being ignorant of what it really meant, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm going to under 200 pounds, and I'm going to reward myself with, like, some Chipotle rice bowl, you know, like the thing. Like, I actually kind of go off a little bit. I'll be good. It'll be fine. One time, it won't be a big deal. And it's, like, not really that interested me. I mean, like, hey, I'm under 210 pounds. It's like, that's cool.
That's kind of the reward itself.
It is. It is, and that's gonna hold back the eat to live, live to eat type situation.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
So my goal actually is, I like first quarter. I think first quarter. I'm gonna throw it out there. First quarter of 2021 is to be under 200 pounds. That's 10 pounds. It's like 8 pounds. I was really close. I was like 7 at one point, 207. I think I'm at 209 right now. Never really worried about it.
Yeah.
But once I get back into a routine, I think it'll happen.
I feel like for myself, once it starts getting warmer outside and I can get out and start doing because I want to go biking more this summer. I want to, you know, I think we'll be playing more golf a lot longer than what we were, you know, did last summer.
If you're not
didn't start
bored.
until like July.
Yeah, it was July.
So I assume we'll start in like April.
Probably March for me. Actually,
No.
there's a possibility I might even be out in a couple weeks.
It depends on the temperature.
Just saying. Like depending on the weather.
Yeah, that stuff. I definitely want to take the dogs for more walks. I'm hoping that we can go on a vacation.
Yeah, we're talking about buying a camper because, you know, we don't know what's going to be going on. So we've been wanting to do that because some of our friends have campers.
It would be really interesting, I think, because we haven't gone on a real vacation since the big weight loss.
Yeah.
So it would just be interesting to see how things are different in that sense. Like when our last big vacation was when we went to Maine, and
that was pre-keto. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pre-keto, and you know I don't if you're from Maine, then you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been to Maine, you know what I'm talking about. If you've been to the coast, but you know there's a lot of places where there's these giant rocks that are right off of the road, and you can go climbing and exploring on them, and I absolutely loved it. But I also absolutely got so tired because I was carrying around like 300 pounds doing that. And I'm in my head, I'm like, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And my body is like, no, you can't. So that type of stuff, like being able to do that exploring stuff, you know, I can't say 100 and close to 100 pounds less. Well, technically no, because 308 was my highest. So yeah, 100 and some pounds less. I'm looking forward to doing something like that.
Well, cheers, guys. Let us know. What do you guys plan on doing new in 2021? If you've been following us for a while, let us know what your change is going to be. If you're just started keto, let us know. Let us know that you're starting your New Year's resolution is keto. How many pounds you want to lose? Let us know in the comments below.
Or if you just want to do it to get the health benefits.
Absolutely.
If you're not concerned about losing weight.
And inflammation. I'm trying to get my parents.
We've been trying to get our parents, both sets of parents, to do it since we started.
It's just, I think the convenience stuff is that's the challenge. Happy New Year, guys! Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for sticking through us through all of our lull periods.
Yeah.
We got a Carboholic video coming out probably next week as well for our 2-year, so that'll be out. And I think a couple other video ideas I think I had that might be good. You know, not necessarily what we eat because that's boring, but what we buy. You know, here's the stuff we buy from these cups. My sister is thinking about starting doing it, which is awesome. And one of the things was like, hey, what do we buy from Costco? You know, these are the staples we buy from Costco. These are the staples we buy from Sam's Club. These are the staples we buy from our normal grocery store. You know, stuff like that. Because as boring as we are, when it comes to food and stuff now, we pretty much have the same grocery stuff almost every week, 2 weeks, month, whatever. So,
which makes budgeting really easy.
Unless Stacy's buying stuff for crafts. Or now she's also into stones. Thanks for watching, guys. Until we see you next time, make sure you
stay keto and stay healthy.
And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Something is digging in my butt.
She tried to get me, but I'm not sure if there's those weird butt worms or... I think it's
you little weirdo. He's like going like this. Yeah. And he's biting at my leg.
This is hilarious. I can understand why she thinks it's funny now. We might need a bathroom break. Otherwise, the chair might get wet.
You're a little shit.